Tasks on your food truck that are important but not urgent could be delegated to a trustworthy employee. But what happens when those tasks are just pencil whipped? Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Every single hour on a food truck, it seems to have 71-minute tasks for the owner to complete. And rather than be overburdened, owners or managers should delegate some tasks to responsible star employees. This is how you grow your business, delegating responsibilities. One task employees are often given is a temperature sheet. A good HACCP plan includes some type of temperature tracking for food and equipment. It's how the food's stored, got to get temperature on that. Once it's prepped, got to get temperature on that. Once it's cooked, we're getting a temperature on that. Once it's held, we got to get a temperature on that. And perhaps even if it's being served, we want to get a temperature on that. Depending upon the complexity of your menu and the equipment that you have, it could take up to 15 to 30 minutes in a restaurant. But guess what? On a food truck, it's definitely going to be less than 15, probably more like 10 if you're slow. This task can be boring only to the poorly trained and unmotivated people. We had a semi-viral TikTok video post that proved that point. In this video, a soon-to-be-terminated employee whips out her phone and starts filming herself in the walk-in cooler as she pencil whips the temperature log. This attention-seeking idiot, and that's exactly what she is, an idiot, just put the business at risk. Just put every guest that's eating in that restaurant that day at risk. And put all of her coworkers at risk because, the job's boring and I just don't want to do it. Well, Missy, your video is boring and it's insulting to everyone that has an IQ above the bamboo shoots that your restaurant serves. And in full uniform with a logo on it, this uncaring wannabe video star says in her recording, I just write down a 2-degree difference from the previous temp checks. And of course, people had to comment. So that's why I get food poisoning at, and they list the name of the business. And then another restaurant worker showed support and says she makes up numbers too. This article was used to extend the reach of this food service insult. It wasn't there to show what food service workers do because it linked the video so people could watch it. Instead of talking about what they could have done to make the situation better for employees, they just want other people to watch the video too. And the article says, and like most restaurant employees, she finds the task tiresome. So she makes up numbers instead of checking the real temperatures. Well, duh. That's why she made the video. She was bored. She's childish. And you're further encouraging that behavior by saying that some people find it tiresome. It's not tiresome, it's important. If it wasn't important, we wouldn't waste our time doing it. And then to defend herself, after the video got some attention, she goes, if you taking this serious, delete the app. It's all jokes on here. But then, when she realizes that, oh crap, I'm getting a little bit of attention, she adds a second comment that maybe it's only jokes sometimes. And this is a direct quote. In, whatever the N letter means, in, leave me alone. I guess that's and leave me alone. 'Cause I do them most of the time. This just when I'm lazy and it gets done multiple times a day, she wrote in her comment. So here we have a stupid employee that admits that some of the time she just fakes the job. Grounds for termination. Falsifying records. Grounds for termination. Putting the whole crew at risk. Putting all the guests that came in that day at risk because, hey, all it takes is one temperature to be out of line to make multiple people sick. Nah, no big deal. I just don't take it serious. Just a joke. And then good old TikTok supporters wanted to reassure her that she's not alone in her aversion to recording temperatures. Several other people claimed to be restaurant employees and shared how they pretend to check the temperatures too. I just choose a different number within the range, one idiot commented. And then another person said, no FRR with a bunch of R's, whatever idiot language that is. I just write down a 2-degree difference from the previous temp checks. A third person wrote, I just copied yesterday's. The article goes on to say, although most workers seem to appreciate the shared joke, some viewers didn't think it was funny. It's not funny. The idiot that wrote the article, it's not funny. How would you like it if your wife or your husband or your children went to that restaurant and got sick because some idiot faked the temperatures? Would you care then? Would you think it was serious enough to do something about it? I want to be 100% clear. This is not a joke. If you see one iota of humor in this, please go out to your food truck and put a for sale sign on it. Get out of the business. You don't belong in it. Find a business that's more suited to your abilities and to your obvious, very bad sense of humor. There's nothing funny about this at all. Finally, a few adults got in on the conversation and they said, bro, it takes 2 minutes. Obviously, it doesn't take long to do temperature checks. Then someone else said, this is why the workers end up getting diarrhea. And that's right, because guess what? One of the most common symptoms of food poisoning is stomach cramps and diarrhea. That all could have been prevented if little Miss On Board is such a tedious job found time to do it right. And then someone else said that's a violation. And yes, it is. The Daily Dot is where this article came from. They reached out to the creator via TikTok comment and to the restaurant itself via email. And at the time of publication, neither had responded. Well, duh. The creator of the video is not going to respond unless it gets her more comments, gets her more attention, and the restaurant chain can't respond because then they would be admitting that they have idiots for employees. The girl got her attention. No need to say anything else. So what would you do as an owner of a food truck? First thing I would do is fire them. You post a video that shows you doing something that's immoral, illegal, or unethical in my truck, you are gone. It's not a debate. It's not a joke. This is my livelihood, this is my business, and you're not going to screw it up because you're bored. Wah. So here's what you need to do if you want to get off the truck. First, hire good people and then train them. Not only on the how to do the job, but the why behind it. That takes away their boredom. If they understood why the temperature check was so important, they might take it serious and do it. But if they know the why and they choose not to do it, that's not the kind of employee you want. Because the temperature check protects the business. It protects the guest. And this little girl did not see the importance and chose not to be serious with that responsibility. That act is a result of a personality trait that I'm sure revealed itself way before that video was ever made. But the manager of the business didn't care, and they put a poor employee in charge of something important. Hire good people and train them. Second thing you want to do is have a strong policy on cell phone and camera use. I promise this person was on the cell phone every chance they got at work. And how do I know? Using the cell phone was the top of her mind when she got bored. Her actions prove that. Boredom at work means lack of training and lack of initiative. Lack of training is the fault of the owner. Lack of initiative is also the fault of the owner by not doing a strong enough interview to understand if somebody has initiative or not. And then not disciplining the people when they don't show initiative. If you work in a restaurant, you know there is 110 things to do anytime that you don't have a guest. Get out and do them. And if you don't get out and do them, guess what that means? Lack of initiative. Third thing I'm going to suggest is do not be afraid to terminate people. If you're serious about your business, they got to be serious. If you want your business to improve, your employees have to improve every single day. Breaking rules, endangering guests, falsifying records, all grounds for termination. Each of those speaks to the kind of person you hired. Correct your mistakes. Terminate them. Just remember this one thing. If your employees are not improving, guess what? Neither is your business. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow because you know I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.